Well, my instant takeaway was I thought it was appropriate that a fan threw a Buzz Pleasure Palace onto the field because no team in the NFL likes to screw themselves better than the Cleveland Browns. They know how to carve out the organs of their fan base with the blowtorch and rusty pliers.
Yep.
And the kicker this week happened to be the surgeon scrubbing in, and he's all thumbs. Andre Schmidt, the poor guy. We'll get to him in a minute.
Oh.
The Cleveland Browns have once again lived up to their infamous label, proving why fans call them the kings of disaster. They had it all in their hands: the game, the energy, the comeback story. But just when victory looked locked in, they managed to throw it all away. A missed extra point, a game-winning kick flying wide, and an interception that bounced off their own guy right into the opponent's hands. It was brutal heartbreak. Yet, in all this embarrassment, one player actually stood out, and it wasn't the star anyone thought would shine. Shedeur Sanders, even without throwing a game-winning touchdown or pulling off a highlight play, somehow stole all the attention. He walked straight to the kicker, tapped him up, and quietly dropped 5 words that echoed across the whole league. Out of nowhere, the vibe completely changed. This loss for the Browns wasn't just another collapse. It felt like a warning sign of what's really happening inside the locker room, and how Shedeur's unexpected leadership might have just exposed a deeper mess fueling all the chaos.
It is the sickest feeling you can imagine because your mistake hurts so many other people, and it is hard to shake.
The Browns are a team everyone agrees has talent. On paper, they should be real contenders, but when the pressure hits, they act like they're allergic to winning. This wasn't just another collapse. It was the perfect storm of every heartbreak Browns fans have been forced to swallow. A missed extra point wrecked the whole rhythm of the game. A so-called game-winning field goal that looked nowhere near good. And of course, the interception that hurt to watch more than anything. The worst part? This wasn't a surprise. Fans saw it coming from a mile away. When Joe Flacco stepped up for the final chance, hope flickered. But the moment the kick team lined up, it felt like doom was already written. It's like the football gods have a cruel rule for Cleveland: not today. Year after year, the Browns reload, stacking up star players and feeding fans with preseason hype, only to crumble when it matters most. But when the pressure hits, it's like a switch flips and the whole team falls apart. All the talent, the supposedly solid coaching, none of it matters. The outcome is always predictable. The Browns have turned into a living definition of suffering. And it's not just about losing anymore. It's about losing in the most ridiculous and painful ways imaginable. And, as always, they never fail to deliver.
Again, able to somehow get away, the pass deflected and intercepted!
But the weirdest part of this loss wasn't the meltdown on the field. It was what came after the final whistle. With fans losing it and frustration hanging thick in the air, something completely unexpected happened. The rookie, Shedeur Sanders, a player who probably wouldn't see much action all season, walked straight up to the rookie kicker, the same guy who had just botched 2 crucial kicks. Tension was high. Emotions were raw, but Shedeur stayed calm, steady, and unshakably confident. He walked over to the kicker, gave him a dap, and calmly said, "You're going to be good." No big speech, no dramatic theatrics, just quiet leadership in the middle of total chaos. It didn't take long for the clip to go viral because this was more than a kind gesture. It was a striking display of real leadership. And the kicker? The most shocking part, Shedeur Sanders, not even a starter, looked like the most composed player on the entire field. Despite all the chaos, the Browns weren't finished yet. They had one last shot to turn this disaster around. With under 2 minutes left, victory seemed within reach. But true to form, they still found a way to blow it. Joe Flacco, the 38-year-old veteran pulled off the street, had been playing like he was back in his prime. Sharp, calm, making the veteran reads that kept the game alive. For a brief moment, it looked like he might actually lead them to a shocking Week 1 win. But of course, the Browns don't just lose, they turn losing into a full-blown show.
On our thoughts, and it's hard. I mean, listen, when you lose football games, that's what happens. You're going to have plays you look back on and think about, and, those guys, they played a really strong game for us today. Like I said, I think when you look at this film, you're going to see a lot of guys that did a lot of really good things. We just had some MAs that really, really did us.
It all began with a missed extra point. Small at first, easy to ignore, but it lingered and haunted them the entire game. Then came the moment that truly destroyed them. With only seconds left, Flacco threw a perfect pass to his receiver, only for it to awkwardly bounce off and straight into the hands of a defender. This wasn't just a game-ending mistake, it crushed souls. The sideline went lifeless, leaving the Browns in yet another impossible spot. Any hope of a comeback disappeared as fast as it appeared. Instead of battling back, the Browns completely fell apart for everyone to see. Even with Myles Garrett tearing up the line and the defense shutting down the Bengals for much of the second half, none of it mattered when it counted. Mistakes kept piling up. Dropped passes, missed kicks, turnovers at the absolute worst moments. This was Cleveland football at its most painful. And as the game slipped away, fans started asking the question they'd been fearing. Is this just bad luck, or is there something far deeper going on?
We had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call. But that's Andrew's call. He made the call.
The Browns keep delivering chaos, heartbreak, and unforgettable moments. If you want the real stories behind every collapse and comeback, hit subscribe. Stay updated on every shocking play, wild twist, and hidden drama. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe now and be part of the conversation.